Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Atomic here, coming at you guys with a classic video, alright? Today, I'm going to be coming at you guys with a reaction of what a certified genius looks like, also known as what a professional smartass looks like. There's really a difference. If you know how to spot it, you know how to spot it, alright? So, basically, what I'm inferring here is it's probably going to be about some dude in an interrogation room who's going to be trying to outsmart everybody in the courtroom, but the cops got, like, all the evidence against him, probably. So, as I'm inferring, it could be totally different. It's like 2:48 in the morning, so I'm kind of lagging, and it's literally the night after Thanksgiving. So I'm a little full and a little high at the same time. So I'm a little tired. But we're still gonna get 2 more videos in tonight. Let's just get straight to it. Alright.
In this video, we will be comparing 3 different types of so-called
shit, I didn't even have it on
geniuses
screen.
that challenged their interrogators. We will also be presenting a summary of each interrogation's respective case. The most in-depth summary will be the main focus of this video, the case of certified genius Din Bowman. But before we can show you what the behavior of a certified genius looks like, we need to introduce to you the 2 other criminals whose level of genius is much easier to question.
But if I'm chipping away at that timeline, right, it can be exculpatory for you, meaning that it excludes you as a suspect.
I know, my vernacular is very good.
My vernacular is very
good. You have to explain your words to me.
This is David Wright, the
This
first
nigga
type
read
of
the
genius,
fucking dictionary
the
in
know-it-all.
4th grade,
At
probably.
3:40 a.m. on February 17,
Don't worry, I did the same thing,
2019,
my bro.
David Wright and his friend Chris Phelps
You could
headed
tell
on
by
their
my
way to a
English.
Jack in the Box parking lot to sell drugs. Both parties involved in this drug deal secretly planned to rob each other. When the 2 parties met, David took the offensive and pushed for the other group to hand over their belongings. This did not go as David planned, and the other party pepper sprayed Chris.
Damn,
and
they
took
pepper
off
sprayed
running.
his ass.
David acted quickly, and he immediately fired a gunshot at Raul Quadro.
Shit. All right,
Raul
damn.
was hit
That's one way to
directly
do it.
in the chest, and he passed away while lying on the...
All right, so damn, that shit sounded like a fucking. This is why I tell you in my videos not to do this stuff, because it's kind of retarded. It's a good starting ground for hustling. Don't do it forever. It's not worth it. I know from personal experience, you get too many people in your house at one time, you're letting some snakes into your crib, my guy. So, proceed with caution. The money is worth it, kind of. Yeah, I get it. You're making like, I don't know, $500 a month. Maybe, nah, fuck 500. I'm high as shit. I said 500 a month. Nah, you're making like 500 a week. Tops. My God, tops. 500 a week. I'm not lying. 500 a week. That's at max plug-in season, you know what I'm saying? That could die out any minute. You gotta stay relevant. And you leave, they're on to the next guy, my guy. You lost them. You lost them like flies. It's all about business. Cannabis is just a business. So is most other drugs. Shrooms, acid, just drug selling in general. It's all a business. It's a business. Don't do it if you're not trying to do that, because it's not worth it. We cool? Could be like that on the low though. Just be cool about it, alright? Be safe. Don't go to jail.
David and Chris then hopped into a vehicle driven by their getaway drivers, Cody Anderson.
Driven by the getaways.
They were then taken to a nearby farmhouse where they disposed of the weapon and changed their clothes. All of the parties were quickly identified due to multiple cameras surrounding the scene of the crime. And 2 days later, David was brought in for questioning.
So I would like to hear from you what happened.
Well, I have no clue. I'm just now hearing about this. So,
I mean, the whole, I don't know what you're talking about. I got several people who've already identified you. You're identified on video. So it's not a question of that you were there. It's more a question of what led up to this. Because I don't think this is what was actually supposed to happen, right? So you're just gonna play that you have no idea what happened because you weren't there.
I was not. No. I've been out of jail for all of a week and a half. I've spent almost every minute of it with my girlfriend. As for did I plan to kill anybody? Did I kill anybody? No, I didn't.
So when I look at the GPS on your
For all of a week and a half. I've spent almost every minute of it with my girlfriend.
Oh my
As for
God.
Did I plan to kill anybody? Did I kill anybody? No, I didn't.
All right. Yeah, he sounds like he sounds like so many people I know. He sounds like me. He sounds like me when I'm trying to get away with something like a fucking school suspension in like 6th grade.
it's not gonna tell me that it's gonna tell me that you were with your girlfriend the whole time, that you never were over at Jack in the Box.
It should.
And the only reason you might tell me that is because maybe you didn't take your phone.
Or maybe somebody else had my phone. It's been known to happen quite often, actually. My phone has
Alright.
been had my phone.
Why would you give? Okay, who in the comments right now gives away their phone right now? Just to anybody. Like, name one person in your head right now, in your contacts or in your family, friend, anybody that you can think of that you would just hand your phone over for, I don't know, like a week, maybe like a day. Just have it. Come on, bro.
It's been known to happen quite often, actually.
Come on, bro.
My phone has been, I left it in one person's car, and it took me a day and a half to get it back.
When was that?
That was earlier in the week. And then I let somebody use my phone. They were supposed to just go to 7-Eleven to go meet somebody. They were selling something to an offer up.
Mhm.
And they had,
So is he admitting to selling drugs? Hold up. Did he just admit to the cop?
in the week. And then I let somebody use my phone. They were supposed to just go to 7-Eleven to go meet somebody. They were selling something to an offer up.
Mhm.
And they had
Going to sell
apparently
something.
7 or 8 things that they had to do between then and when they got back to the house.
So what day was that?
I don't remember.
And who was that?
That was the guy that goes by Memphis. It's a nickname. I think his first name's Joe. Black guy.
The problem with David's overly confident attitude is that he seems to have gone into this with no foresight or strategy. He constantly realizes that what he is saying could come back later to bite him. He changes his story in the moment and then tries to play it off cool. But these
That's what I'm
story
saying, bro.
changes.
He's talking mad, just talking mad shit. He knows the whole story. He knows exactly what happened, but he didn't do it. He knows where he was, but he didn't do it. Come on, bro. What the fuck? Just don't talk. Just shut the fuck up. Like, it's that easy. Don't speak.
Add up, and it only makes it more clear that David has no solid alibi.
You know that we have all your co-suspects under arrest. All I want
Cap,
from
they
you
probably
is
do.
a reason. I understand what happened. I just need to know why.
The only person I know you have under arrest is Chris.
Okay? We have Cody under arrest, and we have Tannehill. What's his name? Ray?
Right.
He's in custody as well. Chris is under arrest because we viewed messages on the
Oh
phones
shit, never mind.
that
I was wrong.
organized picking you up.
Never mind.
The same messages from you to Cody. We have them on their phone. We've already viewed them. We have the Facebook communications between Chris and Brianna.
You know, can't threaten me with jamming her up.
It's not a threat, man. I'm just telling you how it plays out. Like, I'm going to go talk to her, and she's going to be dumb enough to lie for you. When I got video evidence that you weren't with her. I don't think you were a stone cold killer. I don't.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. yeah, they do, bro. Keep it real. Keep it real. They do.
If you accidentally shot the dude because you flinched or you got scared because of something he did, now is the time. If you come up with that stuff later, nobody is going to believe a word you say.
The detective is going above and beyond to guide David into making the right decision, not only for himself, but the people that he is close to. He informed David that if he doesn't cooperate truthfully, those who are loyal to him will suffer the consequences. He even extended an olive branch to David, providing him with a valid excuse for the shooting, practically advising him to say that it was an accident. David has two options. Take the detective's advice and say that it was an accident, or double down. What choice do you think David made?
Keep it real. I don't even have to explain it on the video.
How the f would somebody accidentally shoot somebody?
Yo, this man is crazy, bro. How the fuck?
How the f would somebody accidentally?
How the fuck would somebody accidentally shoot somebody? That's a damn good question, Brody. Ask Alec Baldwin that, my guy. Who knows?
David is clearly driven by one thing, his ego. He would rather dig himself a deeper hole than admit that somebody else is smarter than him. For the rest of this interrogation, he does just that.
Just because I met up with somebody doesn't mean that I went with them to go do something. People buy guns for all sorts of reasons, man.
People buy
Yeah,
guns
in
for
this
all sorts of
case,
reasons.
There was a murder.
So you clearly have a general distrust of the police. Is that fair to say?
I distrust almost everybody. I ain't shoot nobody. He should put himself around better people.
Okay. You know he's gonna read this, right? I mean, he's gonna have
He should
disclosure.
put himself around better
It's
people.
fine.
Bro, you're all
It's
going
on
to
tape, man.
jail.
There ain't no secret. Like,
Dude, I've got to walk my dog. Of course I leave the house
What?
periodic. Doesn't seem like a big
He's
deal to me
getting
where I
cooked.
go.
It's getting
okay,
heated. He had
unless
to take
you're
off
being
his
charged with
ears.
murder, and it kind of is a big deal, right?
Yeah, but if I don't pay attention to and keep track of these things, how the fuck am I going to tell you where I was without lying to you then? Because I don't know exactly when I was there.
Well, you could at least try.
Yeah, I would try. If it can rule you out as a suspect in a homicide, I would try.
The fact that you're talking to me like I'm a child,
You're
or
not-
that
I'm not
fucking
talking to you
liar,
like a
is
child.
fucking upsetting.
How did I talk to you like a child? Tell me when. I
If
think
you
I've
have to
been.
explain a word that you're using to me.
Yeah, he thinks that this is an authority test. How do I know? Because I've been in this situation before.
away
You
from
call
what
me a
we're
liar.
talking about.
But I do this to troll. He's probably doing this for real. I'm
You
not gonna
lied.
lie.
You lied. And I don't actually think I called you a liar. I did say you lied, but I
He's
didn't think I
definitely
actually
doing
called
this.
you a
Well,
liar.
he's for murder. Yeah, he's
So,
definitely doing
I'll
this
call
for
it to
real.
you now so we can just move past it.
Wait,
You are a liar.
who would've
You have
thought?
lied.
With this statement, David must have realized that he had talked far too much and said nothing for the rest of his time in custody. He was later taken to court and pled not guilty, which only resulted in David receiving the maximum sentence, 40 years without the possibility of parole. The obvious
Ooh.
takeaway from this example
40
is that
years.
a genius would not speak to the authorities without an attorney present. The second type of so-called
Tough
genius is a little bit different. His name
Tough
is Mark
shit.
Denklo. He also agreed to answer questions, but seems to have a bit more experience in dealing with the authorities. Unlike David, Mark has a plan going into this, to set strong boundaries.
Mark?
Set strong
My name's Scott
boundaries.
Kurgis with the Clark County Sheriff's Office.
Kevin Harper. What's your name?
Kevin Harper.
Kevin?
Also with Clark County. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read them to you.
Go ahead.
All right? Before you are asked any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before we ask you any questions and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford a lawyer, the court will appoint one before any questioning. Okay? I have read
Alright,
each of the above rights and understand them. Is that correct, sir?
Yep.
All right, if I can have you sign right there, please.
What's going on, fellas?
You're with a motorcycle club. You have some affiliation with one, is that right?
I don't have any answers for questions like that.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that a few months back, a gentleman named Jeff Sudan, you know him? He threw your name out in conjunction with kind of a repossession of a car, or collection of a car. Does that sound familiar to you?
No, Jeff Sudan almost might. I'm not sure about that. It seems like Sudan rings a bell somewhere, but no collections of a car. No, I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
The officers spend the next few moments trying to get general information about Mark and his partner Nicole.
Okay. So this last time, how long was
So,
Bro, you know when you haven't drinking water in so long, your voice starts to like get raspy. So you're like, trying to get like fucking shit out of your throat. I gotta get fucking water, dude. I'm dehydrated as fuck.
To answer Mark's question, he was brought in due to the kidnapping, torture, and murder of a former member of his club, the Gypsy Jokers. Robert Huggins, or Bagger Bob, as Mark calls him, was allegedly kicked out of the gang for stealing from the club and blaming it on heroin. As payback for being kicked out of the gang, Robert allegedly broke into Mark's home. He assaulted and tied up Mark's partner Nicole and proceeded to steal many of the firearms that Mark kept in the house. Robert's body was found days later, battered with lacerations across the chest, a fractured skull, and his nipples cut off. The detectives are easing into the interrogation, trying to make Mark feel safe instead of outright accusing him of murdering Bagger Bob. They are doing this by using Jeff Sudan as a cover story for why he is being questioned, and leaving out details about Bagger Bob's death in order to bring them up strategically. However, Mark is fully aware of this and is being strategic as well. He is operating under his own rules and boundaries in what he should and shouldn't talk about. He only gives the detectives small pieces of insignificant information to make it seem like he is cooperating.
If you want to
You
give
guys
away
are way
murder,
off,
go for
man.
it.
You guys don't know. I don't know who's telling you these stories, and I'm not sure who Jeff Sudan is, but I can tell you right now, nobody's ever returned a car to me from anybody ever in my life.
But
So if
then
we got
again,
the
you could
story
just
wrong,
not
can you help
talk.
us out with that?
well, I'm not going to straighten your story out. No, I'm not.
But I guess you
Not
could
until
tell
I
me
find
about
out
murder.
why I'm sitting here.
Could try that. Who knows?
That look familiar to you, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you know that guy by?
I'm not going to answer your questions.
That's a picture of Jeff Sudan.
Oh, okay. I did not know that was that guy's name.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm starting to put it together.
Okay.
Okay. But I thought
Nah,
that
bro. You
those
had it all
charges
too.
were dropped on him and stuff like that.
I hate
Is
when
Bagger
people
Bob part of
fake
that?
so
Part of
hard,
the
bro.
rejection friend?
I hate when people fake so hard in public like that, bro. Not in public, just like for that reason, bro. Like they're like, just like he did. He's like, oh, I got it now. Okay, yeah. Me and you both know damn well you weren't paying attention, bro.
Bagger Bob.
That ring a bell?
Yeah, I know who that is. He's fucking the guy that got killed about a fucking year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
he one of the ones who set this up with Nicole?
Man, you're gonna have to, if you're trying to like tie that into this or something like that, you're gonna have to talk to Nicole about that.
Okay.
I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
Why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for any of it. None of it. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way
My
away
boy's
from it.
going
So
on
why would
right
I get
now.
handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it? Do you suspect me of something?
well, help us get this unconfused.
Because if
Will
you
do
suspect
that?
me of doing a crime, let me know so I can get a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Don't.
Well, I don't think we've accused you of committing
No, you
a crime,
haven't,
have
and
we?
that's why
Okay.
I'm still looking at these marks on my wrists and
bro.
going, man, what a way to treat somebody who's
Come
not
on,
suspected
bro.
of
Just
doing a
stop
crime.
talking.
So,
Let him do his
now
shit.
what?
Well,
I'm not. Am I arrested for anything?
you're being detained at this point.
Okay, but I'm not under arrest quite yet.
That's correct.
Okay, then I don't need a lawyer quite yet.
As previously alluded to, Mark is operating under his own set of terms. One of Mark's terms is that he would need a lawyer
Right.
if he is being arrested or being
Good.
accused of a crime.
That's a good thing, but at the same time, the judge can take your life away, quite literally place you in a box for the rest of your life. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Mark does not realize that by definition, being detained means that they've
Everyone's
already accused him
everyone's
of a crime.
gangster till it's
Put
time to
simply,
be a gangster.
Criminal Code
that's
states
all I'm
that in
saying.
order to detain somebody without warrant, police must have reason to believe that this person has committed or will commit an indictable offense. By his own rules, Mark should have already asked for a lawyer. It's not until the end of the interrogation, when the charges are brought up, that Mark finally asks for an attorney.
You're not free to leave. You can't leave.
Okay.
Charges are being figured out right now.
All right, in
More
that
than likely,
case-
there's going to be charges. So
Okay, then in that case, I have nothing else to say, and let me know when I need a lawyer. No problem. Thank you for making me realize that. In that case, I have absolutely nothing to say, and let me know when I need a lawyer.
All right.
It's technical misunderstandings like this that will exemplify why a lawyer is crucial. Boundaries during an interrogation are fortified by legal literacy, so having a lawyer ASAP is the safest option. Mark eventually went to trial and was found guilty on all charges. He was sentenced to life in prison. That brings us to the main subject of our video. The story begins in Seattle, Washington on the evening of August 31st, 2012. Kevin Watts and his friend Angelo Rama were driving around a quiet suburban neighborhood when they heard 5 pops behind them. The next thing they saw was a BMW speeding past them into oncoming traffic through a red light. When they saw this, they decided to take justice into their own hands, and a brief car chase ensued. But they couldn't manage to catch up. They turned around to investigate where they heard the pops come from.
Wait,
Their
they
intuition
tried
was
to
correct. The shooting had taken place.
fuck this fucking mic.
Still sat before the intersection with a shooting.
They tried to
justice
run
into their
after
hands,
the
and a
shooter?
brief car chase and light. When they saw this, they decided
No
to take
fucking
justice
way.
into their own hands, and a brief car chase ensued. But they couldn't manage to catch up. They turned around to investigate where they heard the pops come from. Their intuition was correct. A shooting had taken place. A red Subaru
Really?
Forester still sat before the intersection with its motor running. Glass from a car window was shattered all over the ground. 911 was called, and when detectives arrived on the scene, they confirmed that the victim was Yancey Knoll. Yancey was an avid outdoorsman who volunteered for Habitat for Humanity. He taught kids how to rock climb and was a course marshal during the Seattle Marathon. He was described as the glue that held together a large group of friends and neighbors. Yancey had just left the QFC store on Capitol Hill where he worked as a wine steward. He was idling behind a bus, waiting for a red light to change at 15th Avenue Northeast and Northeast 75th Street when someone pulled alongside him and opened fire. One of the shots fired had actually missed, and 92-year-old Mrs. Schulmeister nearly tripped on a bullet in her house. It was from a 9mm pistol. The bullet went out through the passenger side window of Yancey's car, through a fence, through a window, through a lampshade, into a hallway, and directly impacted a picture of Mrs. Schulmeister's precious kitty cat, Miss BP, before falling to the floor.
No
The other 4
fucking
bullets
way,
had connected
bro.
with Yancey.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Shit like that happens so much. Like, a shootout happened on the street, and then, like, they'll hit a house, and the shit will go straight through into the fucking living room and hit, like, a random-ass kid or some shit. Like, that shit happens all the time, bro. It is not new. Crazy fucking world.
Who had 4 gunshot wounds to his face and head. What made this crime scene peculiar was the shattered glass on Yancey's driver's side. It turns out that his window was rolled down and unscathed, meaning the glass was not from his vehicle. The shooter must have shot through his own passenger side window.
Yo.
Fortunately, Kevin and Angelo were able to get a good look at the
He didn't
getaway
even
vehicle
have
as it
time to
sped
roll
past
the
them,
window
and
down.
detectives were able to issue a BOLO, aka a be on the lookout, notice for a silver BMW Z4 convertible with silver rims and a broken passenger side window. Additionally, since the passenger
Silver
side window
rims,
was shattered,
broken
Kevin Watts got
passenger
a
side.
quick glimpse of the man behind the steering wheel and was able to give a detailed description.
If they're
The
smart, they
police
ditch the
released this
car.
sketch to the public, as well as still photos of the vehicle from a nearby security camera. Over the next 2 weeks, they received hundreds of tips and pulled over many BMW Z4s all over the city. However, one anonymous tip in particular caught their eye. An address was provided for a man named Din Bowman. However, besides the description, he seemed like the least likely of potential suspects to commit such a horrific crime. At age 13, Din was featured in a
always him.
1996 Seattle Times story when he was nationally ranked in fencing and already taking computer science courses at the Seattle Pacific University. By age 17, he had started his own successful robotics company, Vague Industries. He has been described by his peers as a brilliant engineer and has the certified IQ of a genius. Police set up a stakeout surrounding the Bowman residence, which was merely 10 blocks away from where Yancey Knoll was gunned
So
down.
he's
They
literally a
monitored him-
certified genius. So my infer at the beginning is wrong. He's literally a genius, according to his IQ test. So
for a week.
let's
before
see his
taking one fateful
interrogation
glimpse
at the
into his
police
garage.
station.
They spotted a silver BMW Z4. They were able to obtain a search warrant for his house and car, as well as an arrest warrant. He was taken into custody and brought in for an interrogation.
So, you know, this is a police facility, and everything's being recorded, okay? Just to let you know that.
Din is left waiting for nearly 2 hours. This is a classic technique investigators will use to wear down the suspect before an interrogation begins. Even the most confident suspects can begin to second-guess their story when left alone in the room for prolonged periods of time. However, Din seems as calm and as comfortable as ever, enjoying his coffee and snacks, all while smirking to himself. He was even bold enough to express how annoyed he was with detectives wasting his time.
Yes, sir. Yes. So,
No fucking way.
Annoyed at how long this is taking. Do I?
I'm a little annoyed on how long this is taking.
It has to take as long as it takes. Okay.
Detectives finally enter the interrogation,
Dude, I would.
but he immediately requests a lawyer.
Do you want to talk to a lawyer, or you want to talk?
Yo, I would do that so fast. That'd be mad funny, bro. If they held me up in a room for that long, bro, I would knock on the door too. They be doing that all the time. Every time you get in trouble, bro, they leave you in a room somewhere, bro, for mad long while they like decide your fate or whatever. This shit is whack.
In this video to make the essential move of asking for an attorney, giving detectives as little information as possible. What Din wasn't prepared for was that the detectives already possessed enough evidence to press charges against him, long before his attorney arrived.
You're going to be charged with a crime.
Of what?
Murder.
Of what? Of who?
Murder of a human being.
Okay.
Since Din provided officers with no information at all, he likely remained confident after hearing that he was being charged. Unbeknownst to Din, his wife Jennifer was already in another room and agreed to answer some questions. Din met Jennifer at an education seminar in 2007. She was a successful dentist, and within a year, they were married and living together in their suburban Seattle home. Their friends described them as a compatible match because they were both intelligent and understood each other. They seemed to have the same understanding in the interrogation room as well. While she didn't request an attorney like Din did, she responded overwhelmingly with, "I'm not sure."
I'm not sure, or I don't know. Fucking hate that shit, bro. Like, I get it if you can't make your mind up, but make your fucking mind up. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of everybody. It's just easier.
And the garage it sat in, they discovered that the dazzling silver rims had been painted black, and the smell was just additional proof it had been done recently.
What about the paint smell that we're smelling in there?
I'm not sure.
Do you know anything that's going on in your house?
This wasn't the only modification that was made to the vehicle. The couple had
She's
made
probably
multiple
looking at her
trips to
like a
several auto
fucking
shops
robot
following
right
Yancy's
now. Keep
death.
it real.
Yancy was killed on August 31st, and their Portland day trip was the very next day, on September 1st. Their story was that they were having lunch in Portland when a thief broke into their car by shattering the window, and that is why they stopped at a window repair shop nearby. However, the receipts from Jennifer's purse proved that they had gotten the window repaired before getting food at around 7 p.m. Their next trip was 3 weeks later to a tire shop in northern Seattle. They had swapped out the expensive, practically new BMW brand tires with cheaper ones. They later found those same tires hidden away at his company's building.
Why did you get new tires?
I'm not sure.
Were the other ones wore out?
Like,
I'm not sure.
What if we put you on a polygraph test today?
You'd fail it like a sack of potatoes. I mean, I can tell you're lying just looking at you.
Listen, this lady, she's like the person who's there to be try to be intimidating, if you know what I mean, but it's just like overdoing it. Like, I can smell weed on you. I know you're a fucking you must be a drug dealer or some shit, like some stereotypes like that. I mean, I can tell you're lying just looking at you. Yeah, I guess you can tell when someone's lying to you a little bit based on body language. But like at the same time though, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Jennifer's demeanor throughout this interrogation was deteriorating, dissimilar to the unfaltering confidence of her husband. She seemed nervous, had poor eye contact, and was visibly shaky. The detectives saw this as an opportunity to apply more pressure.
You're a good person. Don't let him do this to you.
He might be nice to you, but we've got
they really been fuck.
We've been watching your house for the last couple weeks.
And for you to say you don't know,
they
defies any kind of logic I can ever think of. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Don't let him do this to you.
And I'm tired of you sitting there playing dumb. You're a smart woman trying to be the good wife and protecting this guy, okay? When he's out
Yeah, keep it
friggin'
real.
murdering people, okay?
Sometimes if you know he did kill somebody, keep it real. It depends though. She riding or dying. She gonna go all out for this dude. Cause he's a certified G. He is a genius. She thinks he's getting away with this shit. He knows his reputation for sure. She thinks she's getting away with this shit. But she's getting nervous.
Streets of Seattle, okay? He's dead. He's got women, he's got a girlfriend, he's got family, and they all frickin' cry every day. We've had them in this very same room. This very same room. You're gonna sit in here and protect him? That is sick. That is sick. That is disgusting. And I'm disgusted by it. You need to grow up, lady. You need to grow up. Take a stand.
In the band, bro.
Cry. I feel like I'm about to. But
Well, then cry and tell us the truth.
I cry easily.
Tell us the truth.
Is she cracking?
Tell me the truth.
I don't blame her
right
though.
now.
She did just get yelled at in the face. Keep it real.
We proved you wrong already.
By
We're
the
gonna prove
police.
you wrong more.
For the first time in her
Following
life,
these
keep it real.
interrogations, Din was to be held in custody until his final trial began. In the meantime, the investigation continued. They searched his computer and discovered an absurd amount of documents collected over the years, all surrounding the topic of death and murder. They also found that he was obsessed with 007 and based much of his life around that.
Bond. James Bond.
There were videos
My nigga
showcasing
thought
his
he
stunt
was
driving
James
skills
Bond,
and footage
bro.
of his marksman-level accuracy in a shooting competition. There was even a video lesson on shooting through automotive glass, where the instructor essentially gives a play-by-play of what happened to Yancey.
I've come into a situation where I feel threatened by somebody off to my passenger side. I recognize, I come down, I grip, I cross parallel, extend.
The investigators believed that Din's actions were inspired by this video, and after murdering Yancey, Din referred to his plethora of manuals on how to get away with murder. Inside these documents are instructions on how to secretly dispose of a gun, get rid of gunshot residue, and many other steps to cover up a crime. As someone who obsessed over murder, fast cars, and sharpshooting, an opportunity presented itself on the road, and he couldn't resist the urge. What is perhaps even more twisted are the hundreds of recorded phone calls while he was in jail.
So
He
what
and
is that?
Jennifer
It's not
used pet names
premeditated
Bunny
then.
and
Or is it?
Snuggles and spoke
'Cause he
to
didn't
each
plan
other
to
in
kill the
baby
guy. He just found the guy.
How are you? I'm doing good. How's my little snuggle cake? I just wrote you an email. Yay. There's so many things right now. I
Whoa,
know.
what the fuck?
Yay. Little snuggle cake. Bunny, how are you? I'm doing good. How's my little snuggle cake? I just wrote you an email. Yay. I miss so many things right now.
Yo, what the fuck?
Snuggles. You don't have a snuggle plum next to you. I'm just gonna say love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Oh, little Snuggles. I am my bunny, you're my snugsy hot.
This is hard to listen to, bro.
You're my expert, I'm your bunny hot.
This is hard to listen to, cause I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I love you.
I'm
little
too tired for
sweetheart
this shit.
bunny bun.
His trial took place 2 years after Yancey's death. He was facing the charge of
That's-
first-degree murder. The main
that
highlight
might-
from this trial
I don't
was
know.
Din Bowman's testimony. He and his defense team had a new narrative.
Oh my god, bro. So Din is the defendant.
Was in jail. He and Jennifer used pet names Bunny and Snuggles and spoke to each other in baby talk.
Bunny, how are you? I'm doing good.
While in jail. Keep it real.
Bowman's testimony. He and his defense team had a new narrative to tell the jury, one of self-defense and panic resulting in a tragic accident. Din claims to have cut Yancey off on
Nothing wrong
Interstate
with
5,
that.
and after exiting the
That's
highway,
them.
he ran into him again at the red
That
light.
is
He claims to have been met with a slew of swear
interesting.
words from the
I've
man in
never
the
seen
red
that
light.
before.
Apparently,
I don't
he
think
was
I've
then
ever seen
struck
that
in the
before.
head by a wine bottle. This made Din feel as if his life was threatened, and he essentially blacked out. However, there were no witnesses to back up these statements.
That's
Yancey's
cap,
family
bro.
and friends took offense at this, since they were confident that Yancey would never waste his precious one. Din claims to have cut Yancey off on Interstate 5, and after exiting the highway, he ran into him again at the red light. He claims to have been met with a slew of swear words from the man in the red Forester. Apparently, he was then struck in the head by a wine bottle. This made Din feel as if his life was threatened, and he essentially blacked out. However, there were no witnesses to back up these statements.
Bro,
Yancey's
how does a
family and friends
wine
took
bottle
offense at
hit you
this,
through
since
the
they were
window?
confident that
Cause
Yancey would never waste his precious wine in a road rage incident. The idea of Yancey having road rage in the first place was thought to be ridiculous. They said he had a kind soul and apparently drove like a grandma. The prosecution spent 3 days tearing down this narrative to the best of their ability.
You threw away the evidence that you could show the police to prove you were not a criminal, right?
I didn't think they would even believe me.
So you don't think that most husbands would go home to their wives and say, oh my God, I almost got killed. You lied to your parents, you lied to your wife, right?
Is that a question?
Mr. Bowman, you
Is
have
that a
no
question?
trouble answering yes or no to Mr. Brown. Is there something wrong with the way I ask questions of you?
this man's acting smart up in here.
No.
Yo, don't smile. Don't smile, bro.
No.
Oh, he's going to jail. Well, we already knew he was going to jail, but listen, don't smile up in court, bro. Don't smile up in court, bro. Especially if there's some murder, cuz don't smile up in there, bro.
It's a strange question.
Smirk
Okay, well, that's
nothing.
the first no I think I've gotten from you, so I guess the point's been made.
Din had spent 2 years getting his story straight with the help of his attorney, but whether it would put reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury was uncertain. On December 9th, 2014, Din's 32nd birthday, the jury began deliberations. While they awaited a verdict, Din and Jennifer had more jailhouse phone calls, comforting each other and validating each other's feelings about the trial.
It seems ridiculous. It is pretty ridiculous. They can't prove premeditation.
Wait, people actually thought their case was right? Was actually legitimate? I mean, you could take anything that the prosecutor said.
I know.
Legal statement was
I know.
fabricated. Here comes a fact. Yep, that's fabricated. Here comes a detail. Yep, that's inaccurate. I feel like
Yep,
I could
that's
be a
inaccurate.
prosecutor against myself and play a much better job of it. I feel like I could be a prosecutor against myself and play a much better job of it.
Well, shit, you're still going to jail. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Keep it real. If it was a shitty prosecutor, your defense lawyer would have got you off. I'm just saying. If this dude goes to jail, that prosecutor was doing way better.
It made me think of cupcakes.
You made me think of cupcakes.
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie. Sugar muffin, muffin cake, sugar muffin, muffin cake, pumpkin pie.
I'm too tired for this shit, bro. Said,
In just
wow.
over 24 hours, a
She's
verdict
just-
was reached.
I
And
wouldn't
we
be
have an
surprised
update
if
now
that
on the
part
breaking
low-key
news we
freaked
brought
her
you
out.
at the top
Yep.
of this newscast. A jury has found
My guy
Dean
went to
Bowman
jail.
guilty of murdering Yancey Knoll. Prosecutors said he killed Knoll for the thrill of it.
Yes, Michelle. Now, this jury had just over a day to deliberate. They deliberated all day yesterday and a couple hours this morning. Then they gathered in the courtroom, and the judge read the verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Thomas Ben Bowman, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree as charged.
Yancey Knoll was driving home from work back in August of 2012 when prosecutors say he was shot by someone for the thrill of it. Din Bowman, 32 years old, pleaded. He actually took the stand in this case saying that he admits he killed Knoll, but says it was road rage. I can tell you the jury didn't believe that. Instead, they convicted Bowman of first-degree murder. That carries a sentence of 28 to 31 years in prison. We expect the sentence to happen next
My boy's
month.
crying.
Din's smug look was
My
swept
boy's
away
crying.
after the judge read the verdict, and his anguish only grew
Yep.
as his parents begged the judge for mercy. Din Bowman was sentenced to 29 years in prison, and just hours
Dumbass.
later, Bowman attempted to shorten his sentence, and officers found a sharp object in his cell. This attempt was unsuccessful, and he is
Ooh.
currently serving out his sentence at the Clallam Bay Correction Center in Clallam County, Washington.
Damn. All right. That was lit. I think I'm gonna keep doing these reaction videos. These are kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, but not anymore for tonight. I gotta go to bed. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. The sun comes up in like 2 hours. I'm out of here. Stay elevated.